Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if we work tonight. Nothing's changed from last week, so we should be working. Can anyone hear me? Oh, hold on, I'll get mine up. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Michelle. Catherine, I'm trying to remember, did you post a little grandbaby? Most gorgeous little girl, if that was you. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Hillary. Hi, Fiona. Hi, Susan. Hi, Julie. Hi, Julia. I have to message you, Julia. I'm booked to come up. Hi, Karen, Jeanette, Maureen, Jane, Sharon, Marilyn, all here ready to go. Oh, good. Why isn't my... oh, I know what I haven't done. Hold on. Hi, Dell. Hi, Catherine. A little doll. She's just beautiful, isn't she? Tiny little thing all dressed in pink. Hi, Joe. Sharon. Hi, Judy. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my stream. Hi, Mark. Hi, Janet. Fiona Woolmer. Are you a new Fiona here? Possibly. Hi, Jeanette. Oh, you got a notification. Oh, good. Oh, I don't know why my phone's not working. Anyway, that's all right. Okay, that's for later. That's for later. Well, welcome, Fiona. Welcome. Hi, Liz. All right, just wait for a few more to come on because I started maybe a minute early. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Naomi. A few more coming on. Another from Fiona to Fiona. Another Fiona. We have a few. All right, so we had a lovely week. It's been a mixed bag here, hasn't it? Did we all have a nice Australia Day long weekend? Hi, Mary from sunny Karratha. Sure it's warm there. Hi, Sue, Amanda. Yeah, we had a nice hot one on the Monday, which was nice pool day, except very sadly, my very expensive umbrella that I'm usually so very careful, one freak gust of wind and it snapped the whole thing. So I'm very sad about that. I don't know. Umbrellas are horrible. Like, it was very expensive because it was meant to withstand high winds. Hi, Lorraine. Okay, so my gin tonight, it's a repeat, but it is Hellfire limoncello liqueur. So I suppose it's a gin. It's really a liqueur. The Daly's family farm is based in wild and remote Marion Bay, Tasmania. The clean air, fresh water and fertile soil here yields produce of a very high quality. Our take on the Italian after-dinner drink reflects the passion for purity that infuses everything we do at Hellfire. Lemons are sourced locally and then soaked for 3 months to produce a smooth and refreshing liqueur without bitterness. The low alcohol volume means it can be enjoyed neat over ice, allowing the quality of the original ingredients to shine. But so I can still talk to you tonight. I've just got it with a bit of soda water, so it's very nice and very refreshing. You worked all weekend. Hi, Christine. Possibly, Janet. It's not confirmed. Not confirmed, but it's blocked out in my calendar. I'm waiting to hear. So yes, possibly. that Festival of Quilts, which I think is the last week in July, first week of August, something like that. And if I do come, I'll be hoping to get some other teaching gigs so I can travel around and see a little bit more of the country. Hiding in air-conditioned heat, yes, house. 45 on Monday. Holy dooly. We got to 36 or something, which was a record for here. 45, I'd be dying. Oh, really, Janie? Okay, I wasn't there today. Well, I did pop in, but Donna was there today on her own. Hi, Peter. Yeah, you didn't miss the gin. So Hellfire, but it's actually a limoncello liqueur, so it's not a straightforward gin. Hi, Rosie, but it's very nice. Very easy drinking. Very refreshing, very nice. Cornwall. I think that's fairly close, isn't it, to Birmingham, I think. Not sure. Anyway, if you know of any groups or shops that might like to have me come and teach, put it on their radar. And I'll certainly let you know when I know more. Hi, Leanne. Okay, so what have I got to show you tonight? A lot of mess here on my table. Hi, Judith. Did I miss you? Hi, Anne. Still in the UK, Vera. Hello there. Hellfire Rumble liqueur from Christmas. Best taken neat using a spoon. As in putting it on a spoon and drinking it off the spoon. Oh, no, I see what you mean. It was a rumble. And yes, okay, it was an actual rumble filled with Hellfire liqueur. Very nice. Very nice. I think that's what you mean anyway. Hi, Ellie. All right, so I've got to show you some new fabrics that came in today. Some unboxing of those from Moda. So let's rip off the plastic. I should have brought some scissors in for this. Hi, Carly. I haven't seen you for a little while. Now, I'm just going to get that gin out of the way. I'm going to tip things over here if I'm not careful. And let's switch over to the overhead. So, where are we here? I want to go to here. Millshed's Bramble Gin. Will do. Hi, Rhonda. Okay, so this is from, it's the range called Botany, and it's Ali Kay Designs. So she previously has done like black and white big floral prints, but this time she's added some colour. Yes, you did, Lauren. You missed it. You missed opening the box. Speedway, interesting. So, but this one has colour, and I remember when it came in and Jo and I were looking at it, and she didn't look at it first, but I just thought, oh, I really like that. And I actually think the few that we just got, oh, okay, a very thick drink that requires a spoon. Oh, there you go. That this and the coordinates that we got together would just make a really simple quilt, like a 90-minute lounge quilt or an It's a Cinch, just to show off the fabrics, and it would look really lovely, like in a neutral modern day decor on a lounge or something, or even on a bed. But I just thought the fabrics are lovely. Hi, Linnell, Lorraine, and Kelly. Kelly, I think you might be new here too, are you? But isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that really nice? I really like it. It would make a nice skirt. But every time I say that to Jo when ordering fabric, we say we'll make a nice skirt, and it actually sells before she gets to make the skirt. But wouldn't that make a lovely skirt? It would. Okay, so there is that one. And then I mustn't have been able to choose, so I also got the pink background version, which is a really soft salmony sort of pink. It's not a baby pink or anything. Yeah, great feature fabric, Laurel. So there's that one. Yeah, Jo and I must have one each, so we got both of them. And then for the coordinates, Hi, Diane. Hi, Bromwyn. There is just this one, which is a pretty common moda print, but that, as you can see, picks out just one of the just slightly deeper tones, deeper pinks in the. It is a pink, but it's like a salmon pink or a melon pink. So that picks out one of the deeper ones in that, and then for just, if you didn't want it too pinky, then we've just got this sort of taupey dot. That one, it's sort of like a latte color. Hi, Judy. And then for a contrast, or if you wanted this colorway, then we just got this sort of olive green tone on tone, which if we look back to the florals would pick out the greens more. And if we look back to that one, that would give sort of a less pretty sort of combination. Hi, Joe. So yeah, I think they're gorgeous. Now I think Hazel got them on the website today. I'll just look in the links in a minute and put them up because I don't think they're going to last long, these ones. But then they are all together. Just the florals are gorgeous, but nice little coordinate on there. We've kept them at the $30 a metre price, so a little bit discounted to what they should be. I see nothing's coming in at $30 a metre now, but anyway, we're trying to keep there where we can. So they are gorgeous. As I said, the line is called Botany and by Ali K Designs from Moda. But wait, there's one more, because I also must have decided, because it would make such a nice, just simple lounge quilt that you would do quickly, that we should get a wide back that will go perfectly with it. So there's the wide back in that sort of latte colour with an all over print. So that'd be nice for lots of the taupe print and the green floral. I'll get it out for you, Jane. I'm just going to read this. This comes in the wide backs because they have to double fold or quadruple fold or bolt these, and it's really hard. In our efforts to continue to bring you the finest quality 108-inch fabric in the industry, ask for your patience as folding and rolling such wide goods is sometimes quite challenging. Please give extra attention when cutting this fabric to ensure the requested meterage is cut correctly. A little spritz of water and a light iron should make this fabric as smooth and flat as an outback highway. We thank you for your understanding and appreciate your business. So there you go. So we want to look at the tan floral and the green. The tan floral and the green print. Can you see that? The floral is looking, the green is looking a little darker than what it actually is. That's probably more the colour on my screen there. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Gwen. Yeah, that's a nice combination, isn't it? So the green is actually more this green, maybe a shade darker than that green, and then it's got a darker print on it. So yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? It looks very nice. But that would go with the pink one as well, because the green is in the pink as well. We put the brown with it. That works fine. It'll be all right, as a contrast in there, but it's probably a little, it's not adding a different contrast depth to it or a spark to it. If you just have the two, you'd probably want the three. And if you put the salmon with it, then obviously that's going to make it softer and prettier. That's nice. I like those. And yes, the wide back is lovely. Okay, all right. Now, we released the marmalade on toast and the take your pick last week. And now, so this week, these are projects that I had ready for Quilt Market and have never really got them ready to release. So I thought I'd revisit the mod hexie cushions that we made here one night online, and also a diamond table runner that I did quickly before I left that you never sort of really saw. So they're going to be in the newsletter next week, and Shed Guide's madly been cutting the spacer guides for them. So I'm first of all going to show you, well, actually I didn't bring a standard mod hexie cushion, but this is one similar to the one that I did for Market, where we just used one piece of fabric. Hi, Helen. One piece of fabric and then put it back together. And I should have grabbed the other one that I did, which had a Chula fabric on it and I put them a little bit closer. But that's one. So this is all mod EPP, where we don't do any stitching, hand stitching. So it's all just glued down, and then we just quilt through it to hold it down. So I'll talk through that in a minute. So that's one of them. And then this is like a mod EPP table runner. And they're really cool and really quick to make because, again, you can just use a little mini charm pack. Hi, Lee. I think you might be new too, perhaps. A little mini charm pack. So that's a 2.5-inch square charm pack. A pack of 1-inch iron-on leave-in hexagons. And then 1/2 metre of the linen fabric. And this one has the little crocheted edge. So we do have kits for this one in the Tilda fabrics with the thread to crochet it if you'd like to add that little trim. So we have that one. And then I did bring the other one. Here's the other one here. So that was the Chula one where I just took one piece of her lovely fabric, fused all the hexes in order on the back, and then flipped them over and put them back together on the front. So you can see here how it's just like a stained glass effect. See, the same flower goes back together, but now it's got gaps in it. Okay. Then we did the larger 1.5-inch hexies. So same method. You just iron on the hexie papers, glue over the edges, and then glue them all up on the background, and then quilt through them. And I'm going to switch over. Oh, my mouse is not working without a mouse pad very well. I'm just going to reach out and do it. Okay. So we've cut these little spacer guides, and we've got 3/16 ones or 1/8-inch gaps. So it depends how wide apart you want to put them. And we already had 1-inch ones because all of those cushions and table runners have always been done in 1-inch. We just stuck with the 1-inch hexies and the 2.5-inch mini charm square packs. But now that I've gone to different sizes to play with, then it was actually more economical just to put a full set together, because otherwise I just throw out the middle anyway. So when we come to gluing them on the background, I thought I brought here with me. Did I not bring that? The glue that I use to glue them down with. Yes, here it is. Okay, remember we talked about glues a couple of weeks ago, the different glues and when we use them. So the first glue was the Soline. Hi, Karen. To glue the edges of the fabric onto the back of the paper. And then this was the third glue that I had, which is the permanent flexible fabric glue. So it's clear, it's permanent, it doesn't wash out, whereas all the other glues wash out, but it's flexible so you don't know that it's in there. So you can sew through it and it just stays in your fabric. And that's what I use to glue down the prepared shapes. And I glue around the underneath on the seam allowance, so no seam allowance can pop out. And then I've just then I've just positioned them and laid them out. And what the spacer guide does is you can use your eye and do it without it, but it just makes sure you keep everything perfectly straight. You can imagine if I glue my top one down, or this one down, then I can put this one, this one, this one, and this one around it, and I know I've got my gaps all even. Then I can move to the next one, and on here I can do all the way around it. So I've got my gaps all clear. So it just keeps everything straight and in place, and there's no guessing game of keeping everything straight, so that your quilting lines then work through all of them and hold them together. So we've got those spacer guides ready. We're prepping for AQC, so we're getting all this stuff ready for AQC, but it will be ready before. So on this one, you can see I just quilted in straight lines, and I just made sure that I caught each one in the corner and then on these points. So I just used the edge of my foot, put the needle all the way to one side, and just used my normal foot to get evenly spaced lines, which worked quite nicely, about 1/2 inch apart. And I used 12 weight spaghetti Wonderfil threads, and I changed colour as I went across. So I started in yellow, went through the oranges, through the pinks, until I got up to the reds on this side. So had a bit of fun playing with all of those spaghetti threads, but you can quilt it in anything you like. And then the other one I did was this one. So this was all the green coners in on the dark background. So you helped me decide. Hi, Caroline. Help me decide which way to go, light or dark, and I couldn't decide, so I ended up doing both, remember? So same thing, they're glued down. Each edge is glued down with that permanent glue, so none of those seam allowances can pop out. It hasn't been washed, so the paper hasn't been dissolved, but so it's still nice and crisp, but that's fine. Hi, Rosalind. Yeah, nearly, a little bit late. But this one I've quilted 60-degree lines. So I've quilted through every point. So across there, so it goes through the point and then through the gap, through the point and through the gap. And then this direction. And then this direction here. So you do all 3 directions, which means you've then got a quilting line through every point of every hexie, and it's never going to come back. It's like a charcoal grey, one of our linen cottons. So it's not totally black, it's not too harsh, it's a little bit soft, but yeah, it just makes the colour wash effect of all the green coners just pop, doesn't it? Yeah, if you've got a bright sort of lounge room, or you want to add some pop to your very neutral lounge room in a modern decor. So that's the mod EPP. Very, very simple, very quick and simple to do. So you just need a pack of the 1.5 inch hexies, 1/2 metre of the linen background. I usually make my cushions 20 inches, so I cut them at 20 inches, about 1/2 metre of fabric. And then the extra width, you've got enough width to get some overhang to do your zip here. And then I put a size 20 cushion form in it so that it's really nice and fat and plump. And then your little spacer guides to make sure everything goes evenly together. But you do need that extra glue. Now, what we've done is I've just done one simple pattern that covers, it's got like layout guides in it that covers all the shapes. So it doesn't matter what size it is, and it just covers all the shapes and gives you an idea how to use a mini charm pack, like with 42 pieces, or some of them are up to 50 pieces. So it just shows you all the different layouts that you can use for a cushion or a table runner in hexies, and also in diamonds. So this was the one that I think I shared some videos of me putting it together, the Chula diamond one. So same thing, I just chose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strips of Chula fabric. I think it was 2.5, maybe 3 inches wide, and then fused my 2-inch diamonds on there. You could do it with 1.5. These ones are 2-inch diamonds. And then I just folded it and pressed a crease for my center line, and my center line started at the center and on the center. So I had 2 points on my center marked line, and also I had these points on this vertical center, and then use the spacer guide to sit around it and make sure all our others line up nice and evenly as you go through. So you can make this in a couple of hours. Maybe we need to do another sew along like our grid piecing one, but it would be even quicker than the grid piecing sew along that we did a couple of weekends ago, because it really is very quick. And then this one, I've quilted straight lines this way. You can sort of see on the edge here the straight lines, and I've just used a grey through all the fabrics, and then just from the top to the bottom, just for a bit of extra security, I haven't gone all the way to the edges here. I've just gone from the top to the bottom of each vertical row of diamonds and just quilted a row that way. But you can see it's all glued down with the permanent glue, so none of those seam allowances are going to fray out and come out. The diamond pattern, yeah, it's quite stunning and so simple, isn't it? And very quick but effective. And obviously the pop of the Chula colours on that charcoal background makes it really pop. So I had this on my demo tabletop at market, and yeah, lots of people noticed it and saw it. So it's cool, isn't it? Again, we're going to be featuring this again at AQC in April, because it is such a simple, cool method when you need a quick gift or a quick project. And you can just use scraps, charm packs, anything you like. Okay, so that is that, and our spaces. And I'll put all the links in for those later. Now, the next thing I've been working on that I was going to show you tonight, another sew along would be great, Mary. Yeah, I probably should do one. Yeah. Or even just a quick video. Is I've been grid piecing again. So I'm working, on a last minute big project for AQC. And I'm grid piecing 4.5-inch squares. So I'm just using, so for all those that tried it out on the sew along a couple of weeks ago, this is a giant version, and it's because it's 4.5 and you can't get printed grid at 4.5. I'm just using my H&K Stitchery Stabilizer, which is pretty much exactly the same, almost the same fabric as what the grid piecing product is. It's just a little bit lighter, and it has no lines on it. But if you cut your squares fairly accurately at 4.5 inches, you just use that. Make sure you got a nice square edge when you cut your square, and just keep it all square. And then it just folds nicely in between each square. So where the joins are, it will just automatically fold nicely along there. And then you sew your 1/4-inch seam allowance. But what I wanted to show you again tonight is the 3 or 4 different ways to then press and cut your, snip your seams to press on the way before I sew my horizontal rows. So the first way is just, and this is the most common, and on a small project, this is all I do. So I just go to between each one. I can see where the join is between each square here, because that's not printed, and I just snip in that little gap all the way to the stitch line. But make sure I don't snip the stitches, obviously. Okay, now this is a big project, but I'm breaking it up into 9 separate blocks that I can manage to do my applique. So I've just done 2 of my 9 blocks for so far. So I would snip that. I'm going to do 2 rows so I can show you. Just up to that stitch line. The second way, and this takes a bit longer, is to get your sharp scissors and pop it inside the join there, in between the 2 layers. And if your scissors are sharp, you can sort of just slide it along. You're just trying to cut open the stabilizer, because the bits of fabric are already separate in the seam allowance. So you're cutting between the 2 pieces of fabric. And that sort of works, just takes a little bit of time. Sometimes it'll slide along nicely, sometimes gets caught, depends where you're getting between the layers of fabric. The next way is to get, if you've got a very sharp quick unpick, you can do the same thing. So you can just, and I don't think this is very sharp because I've lost my good clover one, but with your quick unpick you can just slide along. Oh yeah, it's working. Because all you're doing is cutting apart the fold of the stabilizer. You're not cutting the fabric. So that is working. So you can just keep going till you split that. Actually, that worked quite well. Okay, and then the last way is to just take your ruler and rotary cutter and slice off the very edge fold of the seam allowance. Was that on camera? I think it was on camera. And see, I've just sliced off the fold. So it just makes my seam allowance a little bit smaller. Right, so the next step is the pressing. I'll get rid of my mat and get my pressing mat, which is not very big. Turn my iron on. Okay, so this is our first method. So the ones that we just snipped into that seam there. Again, this is the very quick one. This is what I would use normally for small projects. Oh, just get my iron hot. Perhaps when we release this pattern, I'll do a sew along with the pattern. Hi, Leanne. Never mind. You can watch it on catch up. All right. So this one, we want to press the first seam allowance up. And you do just have to be careful because I'm pressing on the stabilizer side, which if your iron is particularly hot, could catch. And then the next one, we need to press down. So at that junction there, you need to press that one up and that one down. A bit of steam in your iron would help with this. I haven't got any water here. So this one's going up. So that our seams are mirrored here. Our little joints here are mirrored. See, one's going down, one's going up. That has to go down, up, down, up, down, and up. Now, to make sure we've ironed those out really tightly, we then would turn over and stretch it and make sure we've ironed them out really open. We want those seams nice and open, or else we'll lose too much size in the seam allowance. You want to make sure they're all pressed as open as possible. So that's the first way, and I do that when I'm just doing fairly small things, and probably fine for, that's up, that should have been down, for bigger squares like this too. Okay, that is the first way. Now you can see here that one flipped. I really need some steam, but I didn't bring any water for my iron. But you'll steam those down so they get nice and open. With all the versions that we cut apart, what we need to do is press them open. And pressing them open does give you a bit of a flatter version on the front. But there's the old argument, do you press open or do you press to the side? But in this case, normally I press to the side because otherwise you've got an open thread there that is much weakened. But you can just go along. Now, normally I would use steam, and if I'm using steam, I don't want to burn my hand, so I use my silicone tool just to open it up rather than having my finger there, and press all those nice and flat. And then again with this one, if I had steam, don't want to burn those fingers. So in the sew along on the weekend, I think I just said to snip into the stitch line and press them opposite directions. And as I said, that's what I use most, unless I'm doing a very big quilt. When Jo did the Tilda embroidery flower quilt in 9 big panels, she found that it was much flatter if she pressed them all open, but it did add a lot of extra time. And then again, I would turn it over and just perpendicular to the seams with some steam. Yes, I'm a steam girl. I would make sure all those seams are completely opened out. So these were 4.5-inch squares. So they now should be, this distance, they now should be 4-inch. Now I've made this cool little template, which is 4.5 inches square, but it has a 4-inch line in there. And that's not too bad. I've opened that up. Well, it's actually bigger than 4 inches, so I must have taken a small seam allowance. But as long as they're all about approximately the same. So what's happening on top of all these squares? The silicone tools. Yep, I don't think I put it in the links, but and Donna's not watching. But Lauren, if you're there, if you could grab the link for the silicone tools and drop it in, that'd be good. So for the horizontals, if you're doing the snipping to the seam, you need to go in opposite directions. So one row goes up, the next row goes down. So that then when we go to stitch in the next direction, just fold it in between, your seams are butted. So if you can see that, one's going that way and that one's going that way. So you haven't got a big lot of bulk there. They're going opposite directions, and we've spread out the bulk, but that seam line is going to be perfect where you join them because it's held there by that stitch line. So my next step would be then to fold it on the horizontal, on the vertical, and 1/4 inch, and stitch all those rows again. Now the second time, you don't need to worry about snipping the seams. You don't need to do anything the second time. You just iron them all in one direction, unless you want to open them and iron them open like you did the first way. If you think that there's any difference in doing that, sometimes you get a wider open seam if you've opened those seams. So it's up to you, but I don't bother as long as I've got it pretty even. So once I've got all these 9 panels made vertically and horizontally, then I might have shown you my pile of circles that I was gluing up the other day. So I went through the shop and cut a zillion bits of fabric for an I Spy quilt. And I still don't have enough. So there's 226 I think I need for the quilt. So I'm going to have to go through my stash and I'm sure I've got millions home here, and find some more I Spy fabrics because I just wanted all nice soft colours. So it's all very soft and pretty. Oh no, Hilary, those fires have gotten worse again, have they? I thought they were sort of not dangerous. And if not, we might have to have a little I Spy swap, fabric swap, if I need some more fabrics. But what we'll be doing is we've got the background, so we'll be having background kits, and then we might just have starter packs of I Spy fabrics to get started, and then you'll have to start collecting or going through your stash if you want to do it in I Spy. But you don't have to do it as an I Spy. You can just use all pretty fabrics. My positioning guide, this is my positioning guide ready for when I put my circles on. Because again, same as the spot on and the mini spot on cushions, you think you can get it perfectly centered, but you can end up way off. So on this one, every one square's got a 3-inch circle and the next square's got a 2-inch circle. So it just made better use of the paper and made the papers look not so expensive to use papers, because I've cut one out of the other like that. So I have also put lines into the corners. So once my other seams are done, those lines should meet the corners. So again, you've got 2 ways of getting it perfectly centered. If your size isn't perfect, so you can't use the square lines, then you can use these corners and just make sure that each one goes into a corner and your circle is center. So if I was putting a 3-inch circle in there, I just put a few little dots of Roxanne's glue, basting glue, and then put my circle in there, lift it off, give it a press. If I was putting a 2-inch circle in there, which is every second one, then you just put this little bit in, and then you can center your 2-inch one in there. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. Thought I'd show you that. I found a few more here, so I've got a few more to glue. Did anyone want to see gluing of a circle again? I'm sure I've done it 100 times. If anyone's new, I can get a couple of these done. Although I've got no thumbnail at the moment, so that doesn't help. Ooh, I found a very old, tacky old glue pen. Ew. So glue around the edge of the paper. Fold till you feel the edge and then push down onto the glue. And because it's a circle, I usually use a pinch and gather. So just use your nail on the very edge to pinch it down into that glue. Oh, I'm on the screen. Then move along. I don't know if you can hear it, but Mr. Bentley's doing a good job of eating the rest of his bed down there. Okay, and there's my circle. A little pig, a little piggy. Haven't worked out the prices yet, Fiona. This is just the sample I'm starting to get made ready for AQC. The templates, no, I'm not quite sure how much they'll be. They'll be similar to what the a bit more than what the spot-on ones are, because they're bigger. They take more plastic. So this one, you've got the hole in the middle, but you leave that in there. Again, fold till you feel the edge and just let it feed around the paper. But how sweet will the paper templates? I think I'm not sure if it was 1 or 2 sheets. So it'll be $40 or $80 for the big quilt, for the big size, full size quilt. I Spy quilts have been around for years, but in all different variations. And not that I have a grandchild yet, but maybe I'm getting in really early, or someone else's grandchild. I just thought, I love circles. And I spotted some beautiful circle quilts in Houston. Spotted a beautiful circle quilt that Karen made. I thought this is going to be perfect for grid piecing and circle practice. So, and then why not combine it into an I Spy quilt? No worries, Vienna. Yeah, it's keeping him quiet. It might not make him so quiet when he's eating grass to avoid throwing up outside. But anyway, so that's how quickly, I did that big batch of, I don't know how many, 60 or 80 the other night. And I just found a few more, but I'm sure I've got over half a packet to go still. So maybe I've done 100 and I've got 100 to go. Some of them will just be pretty florals, I think, or pretty soft fabrics, whatever we've got. And in between that will be I Spies. So go and check out your stash and see what you've got in I Spy conversational fabrics in nice, soft, pretty colours. You might have a floral with a butterfly in it, or a bunny, or got sewing ones. You've never heard of you've never heard of an I Spy quilt? Pretty much they're just conversational prints of something that starts with a letter. So you can, you can hunt out What is that? Why do my circles have holes in them, Denise? It's only because I've cut the small one out of the big one, and that meant I got 2 circles out of that space of paper instead of 1. So if I'd done all big, which I would have liked to have done, it was going to take an awful lot of paper, and then the sets would be really expensive. So, I mean, I know you can do them with traditional needle turn or gathering over some template plastic. Lots of different methods to do circles, but obviously I know that the easiest way for me to do it is with the paper, but it also does add an expense. So I was trying to keep the expense down for everyone by doing 2 sizes and using 2 circles out of the 1 lot of paper. So yeah, little ones cut out of the big one. I could have, done smaller ones again too, but then it was going to look too small in my 4.5-inch square. Flowers, birds. Yeah, flowers and birds. I'll be using some of those. You could, yes, exactly. You could do all sorts of sizes, Peter. But yeah, it's just fun, if it is a quilt for a child, it's not only educational, it's also a very social quilt, because you can spend hours either just looking for different things and finding different things in the fabrics, or you can actually play I Spy. So I Spy with my little eye, something starting with G, and then you can find a goat, things like that. So no, it's not a particular range of fabrics. You just search and collect any fabrics that are what we call conversational. Conversational prints have something on them that is a thing, rather than just all florals and things like that. It actually has an object on it of some type. So it could be anything. I've got a lion. I have just got flowers. I have got some little girls, ballerina. This one's got lots of things on it, so it's a conversational, but it's one of Natalie Bird's. It's got like teapots and water jugs. This one's got an owl, an elephant, fox, rabbit, another owl, houses, pot plant. No, me neither. Some get in, some don't. They should all be going in. Some get one, some don't. There's a lot in there. I can see a lot in there, so they might just be so many that you're not noticing it. Little Scotty dogs. Another little dog one. Little mice. All sorts of things. Be amazed what you had. This one's got a little rabbit. Haven't done that one yet. So yeah, so it'll be let me see, 10. It's only going to be, this one's only going to be about a 40-inch quilt, I think. 10. No, it must be more than that. Because there's 226 squares. So what's the square root of 226? Mathematician, tell me what that is. And then times that by 4, and that'll give you the size. You could use the alphabet, you could use numbers, you could actually even you could applique things on there as well if you wanted to, or stitch things on there. Maybe I'll have to do one little stitchery panel, and some of them could be stitcheries. Yeah, I could go on and go on, couldn't I? Anyway, you've probably seen enough of me gluing. You get the idea. That's what I'm working on. Hope to have it all ready and done for AQC release. But start collecting your conversational prints. And if I can't find enough, I'll be maybe doing a swap. So we'll do a swap. You can send me some, I'll send you some. Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate that I've got a shop that I could just go and pull hundreds of bolts out and take a strip off. I can't imagine how much that value that was, but I'm sure I've got just as many in my stash here from over the years as well. Hi, Karen, just about finished. So that's all I've got to show you tonight. Maybe you learn a couple of things there. Hi, Tammy. Let me just put in all the links for you. So we've got the Mod EP pattern. Oh, actually, no, all the links haven't gone in. Why haven't all the links gone in? Let me just see. Okay, no, obviously she has run out of time to put all the links in. That's all right. Where you can find them all. Yes. Okay, Royal Children's. I Spy Quilts would be nice, Amanda. Yes. Okay, so one more thing that just now I've looked at the links to remind you of. So you might have started seeing some posts about the local quilt shop competition that Bione runs. And so it's starting again now. And I wasn't actually going to bother with doing it, but I thought, no, why not? Let's have a bit of fun. So as you know, we have lots of Bione patterns and lots of Bione zips and mesh and all the bits and pieces, along with other brands, but patterns, particularly for bag patterns, we use her patterns and make a lot of samples. So the local quilt shop competition is starting now. And I need you all to vote for us, but you need to vote for 1/4 inch. So if you go onto the voting page and search Hugs and Kisses, you won't find it because it's our shop that's a Bione supplier. So it needs to come under the shop 1/4 inch. So I'm going to put the link in now. So link in the comments. So you can go on that. So now we've got 94 people watching at the moment, but we usually get at least 100 views of people that watch it on catch up. So, you know, if 1,000 of you voted for us for 1/4 inch, give something back to the girls that put all the hard work in there, Joe and Donna and Lauren and Sandra, Adrian helps, Shed Guy. Then please consider clicking on that link and putting in 1/4 inch, and it should find our shop, 1/4 inch North Hobart. And you're voting for us, but you also have to answer a few questions. And the winner is chosen not just by the amount of votes. I think I think they need 50 votes for you to get an entry, but also the answers you give to the questions. So say nice things about us, nice things about Joe or whatever, and that would be lovely. Who knows? But you've got about a month to do it. So I'll be reminding you each week. So I'm canvassing. This is like an election now. I'm canvassing for votes. I might have to come up with some election policies or some bribery. Who knows? We'll see. But I'm just asking you all on here in return for all my demos and our little chats on Thursday nights. Please vote for 1/4 inch. Okay, so that's it for us tonight. Oops, I've got some new messages below I might have missed. I learned that and I'm going to see if I could work out who it was. Yes, sorry. So 1/4 inch is the shop name, and which is the home of Hugs and Kisses, as in our shop front. We do have a website for 1/4 inch as well, but our shop front, and this is for bricks and mortar shop fronts, is called 1/4 inch. So I know that's a bit confusing. I see you won something for Mayotte Road. A while ago, Wanda. Yes, I did at the state show. I won the best or something. It was applique and the machine quilting award too, I think. Stationary machine quilting award, which was very nice. Helen for PM. Oh, I wouldn't wish that job on anyone. But, you know, sometimes I think I could do a better job, but I wouldn't wish that job on anyone. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for now. So all is for me to do is draw our winner. Oh, one more thing. So next week, I've started seeing some really nice finishes of Sunshine and Lollipops, the block of the month that Annie did in Homespun last year. So I'm seeing some really nice finishes and lots of lovely comments of people who said that the demos and the paper sets really helped them achieve a really nice finish, which is really nice because that's why I do it, and I think the papers are the best way to do it too. So that's good. So next week though, because that's all done and dusted, and there is no block of the month this year in the Homespun magazine, So next week, all my samples that I did during the demos, along with the rest of the paper set, not promising all the bits are there because Bentley may have eaten a couple, but there will be a spare bit of paper in there. If you bought the fabric kit and you haven't got around to starting yet, or if you intended to do it and haven't got around to start it yet, then next week's giveaway is going to be all my demos. So all the pieces that are already fused and all the leftover papers, so that you've got a few done for you, but that might not have been in the same fabrics, and then you've got a full paper set to finish off the quilt. So that's going to be a giveaway next week. I might put a message in the Homespun Block of the Month Facebook group as well to let them know, and they might pop in as well to have a chance at winning the full set, because I'm never going to finish it, and I've got a pack that's half glued, half fused on, and it's just going to go in the bin otherwise. So you might want to make it twice, so you can always enter and make it twice if you really wanted to. We do still have a couple of the fabric packs left too, and the wide back spot fabric has finally come back in. So yeah, so big prize next week, all my demos and the rest of the pack for Sunshine and Lollipops. Sadly, I will never get to make it. All right, that's it. Let's draw tonight's winner. I cannot read that. Is it Sharon? Sorry, on my screen it is so tiny. Let me hide that. Sharon Smith. Sharon, are you still here? Twice. No, don't make it twice. Make one of my patterns now. Sharon Smith, are you still here? Did I even see Sharon comment? Helen for mayor. Mayor of what? Mayor of fabric. Sharon Smith, are you still here? Sharon. Oh, yes, you're there. Okay, excellent. All right. Send a message somehow to Jo or to the girls at the shop. And if there's anything else you want, she'll put a physical prize in with your order. If not, we'll send you a virtual prize. I'm not sure if the last couple have gone out yet. So if you contacted and Jo had left, I just need to double check if Lauren saw those and sent anything, or whether that needs to still happen. So Vicky, I think, and Jeanette, I think you were last. Jeannie might have been last week. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I've nearly finished my gin, which is very nice. Got a bit warm now though. And hope you all have a great stitchy week and good weekend. Next week I might have a couple of circle blocks to show you. And I can't think what's on the list for next week, but I'm sure I've got something to chat to you about. Have a great week. Stay safe from those fires. Anyone in Victoria and Hillary down the channel. And let's hope they're out soon. Okay. Bye for now.